You were chosen, and this is your spiritual immunity. Welcome to the Chosen Bloom. This is more than a channel, it's a sanctuary for the awakened. If you're here, you're not lost. You're being called. The ancient words from Isaiah chapter 54 verse 17 echo through eternity with a promise that transcends time itself. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. For those who carry the mark of divine selection, this isn't merely scripture, it's the fundamental law governing your spiritual existence. These words reveal a truth so profound that it reverberates through the very fabric of your soul, awakening something that has always been there, waiting to be recognized. You exist in this world as more than flesh and bone, more than the sum of your earthly experiences. There's a recognition that stirs within you, a knowing that refuses to be silenced by doubt or dismissed by skepticism. This recognition is the first sign of your spiritual inheritance. You are set apart, not through your own choosing, but through divine appointment. Your purpose extends beyond the mundane rhythms of ordinary existence, reaching into dimensions where spiritual warfare is real and your immunity is absolute. If this gave you chills, chosen ones, it's because your spirit remembers. Comment "I remember who I am" to affirm your divine protection. And hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy this insight. This message carries a weight that not every soul can bear. If you've arrived at these words and feel nothing more than intellectual curiosity, if the term chosen one feels foreign or pretentious to your spirit, then perhaps this revelation isn't meant for your current season. But for those who feel it, that unmistakable pull deep within your bones, that recognition that you've always been different, divinely guided, and often profoundly misunderstood, then you've found your moment of awakening. The spiritual realm operates by laws as immutable as gravity, yet invisible to most who walk this earth. You've likely experienced the evidence of these unseen forces, that sudden heaviness that descends without warning, the inexplicable shifts in your energy that leave you questioning your own stability, or the mysterious obstacles that appear in your path like soldiers in an invisible army. These aren't coincidences or figments of imagination, they're the manifestations of spiritual opposition recognizing what you carry within. Many have whispered fears into your ear about witchcraft, curses, and the dark intentions of others. Perhaps you've wondered if someone is working against you through means that exist beyond the physical realm. These concerns aren't born from paranoia, they're born from spiritual sensitivity, from your soul's ability to perceive what others cannot. Yet here lies the profound truth that will revolutionize your understanding. If you are truly chosen, you possess a spiritual immunity that renders these dark forces powerless against your divine essence. This immunity isn't earned through your achievements, your moral perfection, or your religious devotion. It isn't dependent on your strength, your wisdom, or your ability to defend yourself. Your spiritual untouchability exists because of something far more fundamental, something woven into the very nature of who you are at the deepest level. The divine shield that surrounds your soul isn't something you must create or maintain, it's something you inherit, something that exists as naturally as your breath, as constant as your heartbeat. The spiritual force that flows through you operates according to divine principles that transcend human understanding. This force doesn't merely protect you, it actively disrupts the very foundation upon which negative intentions are built. When dark energies encounter your spiritual essence, they don't simply bounce off, they meet an opposing force so fundamentally different that their power structure collapses. Your existence alone becomes a disruption to the plans of those who would seek to harm you, not through any action you take, but through the spiritual frequency you naturally emit. Understanding your chosen status requires dismantling a common misconception: being chosen is not a privilege that makes life easier. It's a sacred responsibility that often makes life more challenging. The path of the chosen isn't paved with convenience or comfort, it's carved through trials that would break ordinary souls. You walk the right path, not the easy path, and this distinction is crucial to comprehending your spiritual immunity. Every trial you face, every moment when you question your purpose, every instance when the weight of the world seems to press down upon you, these aren't signs of weakness or abandonment. They're the very experiences that forge your spiritual resilience and activate your divine protection. Within you burns a divine power that cannot be extinguished, no matter how fierce the attempts to dim it. Others may try to cloud your light with their doubts, their envy, or their malicious intentions, but their efforts are futile. Why? Because you are here on assignment, a mission so significant that the universe itself conspires to ensure its completion. No dark force, no matter how cunning or persistent, can derail a purpose that has been sealed by divine decree. This isn't about spiritual arrogance or superiority, it's about recognizing a fundamental truth that governs the spiritual realm. When you were chosen, the universe didn't merely select you, it restructured the very laws of spiritual engagement around your existence. It's as if the Creator placed an invisible seal upon your soul, declaring, "This one is mine," and with those words, cosmic forces align to ensure your protection. This divine claim creates an impenetrable boundary around your spirit that negative energies cannot cross. Your immunity to witchcraft operates on principles that defy earthly logic. When negative energy is directed toward you, whether through spells, curses, or malicious intentions, it encounters your spiritual essence like an arrow striking an impenetrable shield. The energy doesn't simply fail to penetrate, it dissolves upon contact, dissipating into nothingness, often returning to its source with magnified force. This isn't wishful thinking or positive psychology, it's spiritual law in action. Consider this powerful analogy: you are a flame burning with divine light. Darkness may attempt to surround you, to smother your brilliance, but it cannot extinguish what burns by heavenly fire. In fact, the closer darkness comes to your light, the more it reveals your true radiance. The contrast between your divine essence and the surrounding shadows only serves to highlight your spiritual authority. Every attempt to diminish you becomes an opportunity for your light to shine more brightly. Your immunity is not merely a defensive mechanism, it's an active force that transforms the spiritual battlefield around you. This understanding will revolutionize how you perceive the challenges in your life, how you respond to opposition, and how you embrace your role as a beacon of light in a world often engulfed in shadows. But this revelation requires more than intellectual comprehension, it demands a deep, soul-level recognition of who you are and why you're here. Every word that follows has been crafted to awaken something that has always existed within you, but may have been dormant or suppressed by doubt and worldly distractions. By the time you reach the end of this journey, you won't just understand your immunity, you'll feel it pulsing through your very soul, as real and undeniable as your own heartbeat. This message isn't for everyone because not everyone is ready to step into such profound spiritual authority. The question that remains is this: are you ready to embrace the fullness of what you are? Who are the chosen ones? This question reaches far beyond philosophical speculation into the realm of spiritual reality. It's a deeply personal inquiry that touches the very core of your existence. If you find yourself drawn to these words, if something within you stirs with recognition, it's because you already carry the suspicion, perhaps the certainty, that you might be one of them. This knowing hasn't come through external validation or religious doctrine, it has emerged from within, in those sacred quiet moments when the cacophony of the world finally fades away. In the stillness of your solitude, when the demands of daily life temporarily release their grip, you hear it, that unmistakable whisper in your spirit that declares a truth you've always known but perhaps feared to acknowledge: you are not like the others. This isn't the voice of ego or superiority, it's the voice of divine recognition, calling you to remember what you've always been, but what the world has taught you to forget. The chosen ones are individuals who bear the unmistakable mark of divine purpose, etched into their souls before they drew their first breath. They are not selected through merit, good works, or social privilege. These earthly measures hold no weight in the realm of spiritual selection. Instead, They are handpicked by the Creator's will, chosen for missions that transcend the physical world and extend into dimensions where eternal purposes are fulfilled. Each chosen one carries a unique assignment, a specific role that only they can fulfill in the grand tapestry of divine plan. The path of the chosen is unlike any other. It's unique, often profoundly lonely, and almost always misunderstood by those who walk conventional roads. You've felt this difference your entire life, haven't you? That sense of never quite fitting into society's predetermined molds, of being slightly out of step with the rhythm everyone else seems to follow effortlessly. This isn't a deficiency in you, it's evidence of your divine calling. Your difference manifests in paradoxical ways that confuse even you at times. People are inexplicably drawn to your presence, sensing something in you that they can't quite name, yet you often feel profoundly isolated, as if you're observing life from behind an invisible barrier. You carry within you a capacity for empathy so intense that it sometimes overwhelms you, feeling the emotions of others as if they were your own, absorbing their pain, their joy, their fear until you can barely distinguish between their experiences and yours. Then there are those moments of profound intuition that defy logical explanation, times when you know things you have no earthly way of knowing, when insights flow through you like water through a vessel, when you speak words that seem to come from somewhere beyond your conscious mind. These aren't coincidences, anomalies, or psychological quirks. These are the spiritual signatures of your chosen nature, the evidence that you operate on frequencies that most people cannot access. Your spiritual calling sets you apart from the crowd, but this distinction comes with a price that few understand. This calling isn't a blessing that makes life easier, it's often the very thing that makes life more challenging than it needs to be. Being chosen means carrying a weight that others cannot see, a responsibility to live in constant alignment with your higher self even when your human nature craves the simplicity of ordinary existence. The chosen life is a life of perpetual testing, where your faith, your resolve, and your spiritual integrity are repeatedly challenged. You face trials that seem almost insurmountable, obstacles that would cause ordinary souls to surrender in despair. Yet these trials aren't random acts of cruelty from an indifferent universe, they're precisely calibrated experiences designed to forge something extraordinary within you. Every great purpose requires preparation that matches its magnitude. The greater your divine assignment, the more intensive your preparation must be. This is why chosen ones often face spiritual opposition that seems disproportionate to their earthly circumstances. You may find yourself targeted by negativity from multiple fronts: people who envy the light they sense in you, circumstances that seem to conspire against your progress, and unseen forces that recognize the threat your potential poses to their dark dominion. It's as though the universe itself knows your potential and orchestrates events to test every fiber of your spiritual resilience. Those who walk ordinary paths rarely face such concentrated opposition, but then again, they're not carrying the same world-changing potential. The intensity of the resistance you face is actually a testament to the significance of what you're meant to accomplish. But here's the profound truth that transforms your understanding of these challenges: they are not meant to break you. They are meant to forge you into something unbreakable. Consider the process of creating a master sword. The metal must endure intense heat, tremendous pressure, and repeated hammering. Each strike of the hammer, each moment in the fire, each cooling in the water is absolutely necessary to create something that can withstand any battle. As a chosen one, you are being refined through divine process, transformed from raw spiritual material into a weapon of light that darkness cannot defeat. Yet even in the midst of these refining challenges, you carry something that others cannot see: a shield that renders you spiritually invulnerable. This shield is your spiritual immunity, a divine protection that ensures no matter how fierce the opposition, no matter how cunning the attack, you will not only survive but prevail. This isn't mere optimism or positive thinking, it's spiritual law in action. What makes the chosen ones immune to witchcraft and negative energy? The answer lies in understanding the fundamental principle that governs all spiritual interaction: vibration. Everything in the universe operates on specific frequencies. Thoughts, emotions, intentions, and even curses all emit distinct energy signatures. When someone directs negativity toward you, whether through spoken words, deliberate actions, or even elaborate spells and rituals, they are essentially sending out a low-frequency vibration aimed at disrupting your spiritual harmony. However, as a chosen one, your vibration operates on a higher plane altogether. You are naturally tuned into the frequency of divine purpose, unconditional love, and pure light. The vibrational gap between your spiritual frequency and that of negative energy is so vast that connection becomes impossible. It's like trying to tune a radio to a station that operates on a completely different wavelength. No matter how much you adjust the dial, the signal simply cannot connect. This vibrational immunity doesn't mean you're oblivious to the negativity around you. You may indeed sense the heaviness when someone harbors ill intentions toward you, feel the disruption in your environment when dark energy is present, or experience the spiritual pressure when negative forces attempt to infiltrate your space. Your sensitivity to these energies is actually heightened because of your spiritual awareness, not diminished. The crucial difference is that while you can sense these negative energies, they cannot penetrate your soul. Your spirit exists like a fortress, its walls constructed not of stone and mortar, but of divine light and protected by the Creator's own hand. The negativity may swirl around you like storm clouds, but it cannot touch the sacred space where your true self dwells. Why are chosen ones protected with such spiritual immunity? The answer reveals the profound interconnection between your divine purpose and your spiritual protection. Your mission is too important to fail, not just important to you, but essential to the very fabric of existence itself. Every chosen one has been assigned a role to play in the grand tapestry of creation, a thread so vital that without it, the entire pattern would be incomplete. Your life is not a random occurrence, not a cosmic accident, not a series of coincidental events. You were placed here, in this precise moment in history, in this specific body, with these exact circumstances, for a reason so profound that the universe itself reorganized to accommodate your arrival. The timing of your birth, the family you were born into, the challenges you've faced, the gifts you've developed, all of these were orchestrated with divine precision to prepare you for your unique assignment. Your purpose might not be immediately clear to you, and this uncertainty can be one of the most challenging aspects of being chosen. The divine doesn't always reveal the full scope of your mission at once. For some, the calling manifests as being a healer, using their energy to mend broken souls and restore hope where despair has taken root. For others, it's about being a guide, helping lost souls find their way back to their true path. Some are called to be teachers, sharing wisdom that flows through them from higher dimensions. Yet for many chosen ones, the role is more subtle but equally powerful. It's about holding space for others, being a beacon of love and stability in a chaotic world. You might be the person who remains calm in the storm, whose very presence brings peace to turbulent situations. You might be the one who sees the light in others when they can't see it themselves, who believes in their potential when they've lost all faith. Whatever your role, it is uniquely yours, designed specifically for your spiritual signature, and impossible for anyone else to fulfill. The Creator's protection over you extends far beyond simply shielding you from harm. This divine coverage is a strategic safeguard, ensuring that you can fulfill your purpose without being derailed by distractions or spiritual attacks. It's about empowering you to step fully into your power, to embrace your light without fear, and to illuminate the path for others who are still finding their way. Your immunity isn't just personal protection, it's cosmic insurance that the mission you've been given will be completed. One of the most profound challenges of being a chosen one is the inevitable sense of isolation that accompanies your spiritual awakening. You may feel like no one truly understands the depth of your inner world, the complexity of your spiritual experiences, or the weight of the responsibility you carry. Even your closest friends and family, people who love you deeply, might struggle to relate to your spiritual depth or comprehend the reality of your divine calling. This isolation can feel like a cruel punishment, as if your spiritual gifts have somehow separated you from the very people you're meant to love and serve. But remember this fundamental truth: you are not alone. Scattered across the world, walking their paths in quiet determination, are others like you. They face similar challenges, carry similar burdens, and share similar gifts. The invisible network of chosen ones spans the globe, each one fighting their own battles while contributing to the same divine mission. The universe often keeps the chosen ones physically apart, not to punish them, but to protect them and maximize their impact. Sometimes solitude is not just necessary for growth, it's essential for spiritual development. In the silence, away from the constant input of others' energies and opinions, you can finally hear the whispers of your soul, the guidance of the divine that speaks in frequencies too subtle for the busy world to perceive. These moments of isolation are not empty spaces to be filled with distraction, they are sacred incubators where your spiritual gifts mature and your divine connection deepens. Embrace these seasons of solitude as opportunities for profound transformation, as divine appointments where the Creator can speak to you without the interference of worldly noise. In these quiet moments, you're not being forgotten, you're being prepared. Despite the challenges, the trials, and the profound loneliness that often accompanies your path, being chosen is ultimately a gift of incomparable magnitude. You have been entrusted with a responsibility that not everyone can bear, selected to carry a divine frequency that fewer still can sustain. This isn't a burden thrust upon you randomly, it's a sacred trust, an acknowledgement of your soul's capacity to handle what others cannot. You are far more than just a human being navigating life's challenges. You are a vessel for divine energy, a living conduit through which heavenly power flows into the earthly realm. Your very existence serves as a testament to the power of faith and purpose, proof that the divine still moves actively in the world through chosen instruments. Every breath you take, every choice you make, every moment you persist in your calling demonstrates the reality of spiritual authority operating in the physical world. As you navigate this extraordinary journey, remember that your light is your greatest weapon, not a weapon that destroys, but one that transforms. This light is what repels darkness before it can take root, what draws others to you even when they can't explain why, and what makes you immune to witchcraft, curses, and every form of negativity. Your light doesn't just protect you, it changes the very atmosphere around you, making it impossible for dark energies to thrive in your presence. You are not merely a survivor of spiritual warfare, you are a warrior who fights battles in dimensions others cannot see. You are a healer who mends brokenness simply by being who you are. You are a guide who shows others the way forward, even when your own path seems unclear. Your journey may not be easy, but it is infinitely meaningful. Every step you take, every challenge you overcome, every moment you choose to continue brings you closer to fulfilling the mission you were sent here to complete. Chosen ones, you are not ordinary souls walking an ordinary path. You are extraordinary beings carrying extraordinary light, in a world that desperately needs both. The world may not always recognize your worth, in fact, it often won't, but the Creator does. You are seen by the one who matters most, protected by divine authority, and loved with an intensity that transcends human comprehension. Hold on to this truth as an anchor for your soul, especially as we move deeper into understanding why you are spiritually untouchable, immune to any force that seeks to harm you. Your journey into this understanding is just beginning, and what you're about to discover will revolutionize how you see your place in the spiritual realm. For centuries, witchcraft has been shrouded in mystery, wrapped in layers of fear and fascination that have captivated human imagination. It conjures images of shadowy rituals performed under moonlight, whispered incantations that seem to bend reality, and unseen forces manipulating energy according to human will. But for the chosen ones, understanding witchcraft isn't about superstition or folklore, it's about recognizing a spiritual reality and comprehending why it holds no power over you. To fully grasp why witchcraft cannot touch you, we must first understand its fundamental nature. Witchcraft, at its essence, is the deliberate manipulation of energy through focused intention. It operates on the principle that human will, when properly directed and amplified through ritual, symbol, and focused thought, can influence outcomes in the physical world. This practice ranges from simple affirmations and visualization techniques to complex ceremonial rituals involving multiple participants, elaborate preparations, and specific timing aligned with lunar cycles or seasonal changes. The results of such practices are indeed shaped by the practitioner's purpose and level of spiritual authority. The intent behind these energy manipulations is what defines their moral alignment. Some practitioners seek to elevate, heal, and bless, while others deliberately aim to harm, control, or destroy. Yet regardless of the intent, regardless of the complexity of the ritual, regardless of the practitioner's skill or experience, witchcraft finds no foothold in the lives of the chosen ones. This immunity is not mere luck, coincidence, or positive thinking. It is a divine law, a spiritual truth as immutable as gravity, governing your very existence. Understanding this law will transform how you perceive every attempt that has ever been made against you, and will give you unshakable confidence in your spiritual invulnerability. All forms of witchcraft, whether benevolent or malevolent, operate on the fundamental principle of energy exchange. When someone casts a spell, performs a ritual, or even simply sends concentrated ill will toward another person, they are manipulating vibrational frequencies, creating waves of energy that pulse outward into the world seeking their intended target. Picture a stone thrown into a perfectly still pond. The moment it strikes the water's surface, ripples radiate outward in concentric circles, touching everything in their path. This analogy perfectly captures how witchcraft operates in the spiritual realm. The energy released through ritual or concentrated intention creates spiritual ripples that move through invisible dimensions, seeking to connect with and influence their target. However, this ripple effect has inherent limitations that determine its ultimate effectiveness. The energy of harmful witchcraft is fundamentally low vibrational, often born from and fueled by the darkest aspects of human nature: envy that burns like acid in the practitioner's heart, anger that consumes rational thought, resentment that festers like an untreated wound. These negative emotions create spiritual frequencies that vibrate at the lowest possible levels. This low vibrational energy seeks resonance with similar frequencies in its target. It searches for fear, doubt, insecurity, or negativity, any spiritual opening that matches its own dark frequency. For those whose spiritual state vibrates at these lower levels, the ripple finds a way to connect, to penetrate, to influence. The spell or curse finds fertile ground in which to take root and manifest its intended effects. But for chosen ones, whose spiritual frequency operates on an entirely different plane, there is no alignment, no resonance, no connection possible. Your vibration, rooted in divine purpose and sustained by unconditional love, acts as an impenetrable barrier that negative energy simply cannot breach. It's like trying to tune a radio to a station that doesn't exist on your frequency band. No matter how much you adjust the dial, the connection cannot be established. When negative energy encounters your higher vibration, it doesn't simply bounce off, it dissipates entirely, or rebounds with amplified force, often returning to its center with increased intensity. This is why you might notice that those who work against you often suffer the consequences of their own actions in ways that seem almost too perfectly timed to be coincidental. This isn't divine vengeance or your conscious retaliation, it's the natural law of energy in action. The universe operates on the principle of reflection, mirroring back what is sent out, and the purity of your vibration ensures you remain not just untouched, but protected by the very forces that were meant to harm you. Your immunity extends far beyond the mechanics of high vibration. It's anchored in divine protection that operates on levels most people cannot comprehend. The moment you were chosen, before you even understood what that meant, the Creator placed an invisible mark upon your soul, a spiritual seal that declares you as untouchable to all dark forces. This isn't metaphorical language, it's spiritual reality. In the unseen realms where spiritual warfare is waged, this seal is unmistakable to any entity with spiritual sight. Dark forces recognize this mark immediately and understand its profound implications. They know, with the certainty that comes from eons of experience, that they cannot penetrate the divine shield that surrounds you. Any attempt to harm you spiritually is not only futile, it invites immediate karmic repercussions upon the aggressor. This spiritual seal functions much like a royal insignia in the earthly realm. Just as tampering with a king's decree brings severe punishment from the royal court, attempting to breach the protection of a chosen one disrupts the natural spiritual balance, ensuring that harm returns to its source with compound interest. Despite your absolute immunity, you might notice a paradoxical phenomenon. You consistently attract negativity from others. People may envy you for reasons they can't articulate, gossip about you based on perceptions rather than facts, or even actively work against you despite having no logical reason to do so. This pattern isn't random, and it's not a flaw in your spiritual protection, it's actually proof of your divine nature operating exactly as intended. The explanation lies in the fundamental nature of your light. Your energy, rooted in divine purpose and unconditional love, acts as a spiritual catalyst that disrupts anything not rooted in truth and authenticity. Your mere presence can stir profound unease in those who live in spiritual shadows, forcing them to confront aspects of themselves they'd rather keep hidden. This disruption isn't something you consciously create, it's the natural result of light encountering darkness. When your divine energy interacts with unhealed wounds, suppressed guilt, or hidden shame in others, it creates an internal spiritual turbulence that they often mistake for an external threat. Rather than recognizing your light as a call to transformation and healing, they interpret it as an attack on their comfortable darkness. This misinterpretation can provoke hostility, manipulation, or coordinated efforts to diminish you. But here's the crucial understanding that will transform how you perceive these attacks: their reactions are not about you. They are about the parts of themselves they are unwilling to face. The anger, the envy, the attempts to harm, these are projections of their inner spiritual conflict. While they may try to project their discomfort onto you, making you the target of their unresolved issues, their efforts cannot succeed against your divine protection. Instead of fearing these attacks or taking them personally, recognize them for what they truly are: confirmation of your light and purpose. Darkness seeks to dim the brightest lights, not because it can succeed, but because it feels threatened by their very existence. Every attack is actually a testimony to the power of what you carry within you. Fear represents the only potential entry point for negativity in the life of a chosen one. If you allow fear to take root in your consciousness, you temporarily lower your spiritual vibration, creating a vulnerability that didn't exist before. But when you stand firmly in faith, anchored in the truth of your divine protection, fear dissolves completely, and no darkness can touch you. Fear itself is an illusion, a shadow that exists only in the absence of light. It has no substance, no real power, no ability to affect your reality unless you grant it that power through your belief. As a chosen one, your greatest weapon against any perceived threat is the realization of your divine protection. The moment you acknowledge your immunity not as a hopeful thought, but as an unshakable truth, fear loses its grip, and any perceived power of witchcraft evaporates like mist before the morning sun. The truth is elegantly simple: no force of darkness, no matter how ancient, cunning, or persistent, can overpower the light within you. Your purpose is too significant, your soul too perfectly aligned with divine will, your mission too essential to the cosmic plan for anything to derail your journey. This isn't arrogance, it's spiritual fact. Your immunity to witchcraft is not a passive state of protection, it's an active reflection of your spiritual power. The Creator has imbued you with a force that not only protects you from harm, but also empowers you to stand tall against any opposition. This immunity functions as both shield and sword, both shelter and strength. This spiritual invulnerability is not just a divine gift, it's a sacred responsibility. It frees you from the distractions of fear and the burden of defending yourself against spiritual attacks, allowing you to focus entirely on your higher calling. Your light, unwavering and undiminished regardless of the circumstances around you, becomes your greatest weapon in a world that desperately needs illumination. In a realm that often feels consumed by shadows, this truth should embolden you to step fully into your power. You are not a victim of circumstances or attacks. You are a divine warrior carrying the Creator's seal and charged with a mission that no earthly or spiritual force can hinder. Every challenge you face, every attack you endure, every moment of opposition you encounter only serves to prove the magnitude of what you represent. Even though you are immune to spiritual harm, the negativity directed at you can serve a profound purpose in your development. Every challenge you face, every attempt to dim your light, every coordinated effort to undermine your purpose becomes an opportunity for exponential growth. These experiences don't weaken you, they refine you, strengthen your resolve, and deepen your faith in ways that comfort never could. Like a diamond formed under immense pressure deep within the earth, you are being shaped into something unbreakable through the very forces that intend to destroy you. The adversities you encounter are not signs of weakness or evidence that your protection is failing, they are confirmations of your strength and proof of the significance of your mission. The more opposition you encounter, the more evident your purpose becomes to both you and the spiritual realm. Embrace these lessons with gratitude rather than resentment. They are not obstacles blocking your path, they are stepping stones strategically placed to guide you toward your destiny. Each challenge overcome adds another layer to your spiritual armor, each attack survived increases your divine authority, each moment of standing firm in your truth expands your capacity to help others do the same. Faith serves as the cornerstone of your immunity, the foundation upon which all your spiritual protection rests. It is the recognition that you are divinely protected, that no weapon formed against you can prosper when you walk in complete faith. When your faith is strong and unwavering, fear has no place in your consciousness, and darkness has no power over your reality. Your faith is not blind hope or wishful thinking, it is grounded in the spiritual truth of who you are. It is the unshakable knowing that you are chosen, protected, and loved beyond measure. This faith doesn't depend on external circumstances or visible evidence, it rests on the eternal truth of your divine nature and purpose. When you feel the weight of negativity pressing against you, let your faith rise like a mighty fortress. Speak affirmations of your protection with authority. Declare your alignment with divine will with confidence. Stand firm in your truth regardless of what others say or do. Your words carry supernatural power, and the spiritual realm responds immediately to your declarations. You are not just hoping for protection, you are activating the divine authority that already exists within you. You are not just immune to witchcraft, you are a force to be reckoned with in the spiritual realm. Your light disrupts darkness wherever it encounters it. Your presence shifts energy in rooms, in relationships, in entire situations. Your faith moves mountains, both literal and metaphorical. This is not arrogance or spiritual pride, it's divine truth that you must embrace to fulfill your purpose. Embracing your power is not about elevating yourself above others or claiming superiority. It's about recognizing your role as a vessel for the Creator's will, understanding that your immunity is a testament to the significance of your mission. You were not chosen to be a passive observer of life, watching from the sidelines while others engage in spiritual warfare. You were chosen to be an active participant in the unfolding of divine purpose. When you walk in your power, fully aware of your immunity and authority, you inspire others to do the same. Your light becomes a beacon, drawing others out of darkness and into truth. Your courage to stand firm encourages others to find their own strength. Your refusal to be intimidated by spiritual attacks gives others permission to stop living in fear. This is your calling, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in its way. Witchcraft may hold sway over those who live in fear, but it has no power over the chosen ones. Your immunity is simultaneously a gift, a shield, and a responsibility. Remember who you are and why you were chosen. No force, seen or unseen, can alter your path or diminish your light. Stand firm in your truth. Walk boldly in your purpose. And let your light shine without hesitation or apology. You are not just immune to witchcraft, you are a living testament to the triumph of light over darkness. Embrace this truth and move forward with courage, knowing that the Creator's protection surrounds you always. Chosen ones, let us pause for a moment and reflect on why this message resonates with you so deeply. You may feel that you've been misunderstood your entire life, labeled as different, too intense, or somehow out of step with everyone around you. Perhaps you've endured trials that felt unjust, even cruel. In the quiet of your heart, you may have wondered why others seem to move through life with ease while you carry burdens no one sees. You've battled silently, sensed the shift in a room before anyone spoke, and noticed unspoken intentions. At times, you even knew what would happen before it did. You may have been met with envy, criticism, or hostility without understanding why. These experiences are not random. They are signs of your spiritual identity. You were being prepared for a higher purpose, one that requires endurance, insight, and unwavering faith. What you faced was never meant to break you. It was meant to awaken you, to shape you. As we speak of your immunity to witchcraft and harmful intent, remember this is not just a spiritual concept. It connects to your daily life. The journey of the chosen often begins in solitude. You may have felt out of place, even among your own family. That sense of separation isn't punishment. It's preparation. You were set apart because your calling is unique. Think of the moments when your intuition led you away from danger. You may have avoided a toxic relationship, declined a suspicious offer, or sensed dishonesty in someone's words. Those weren't coincidences. That was divine guidance. Your spiritual sensitivity grants you clarity others may not understand. Yet, this sensitivity can also attract resistance. People may project their fears or insecurities onto you, attempting to pull you down. But these attacks only succeed if you allow fear or doubt to enter your spirit. So how do you remain spiritually protected? Your immunity is a divine gift. But like any gift, it must be guarded and nurtured. Here is how you stay fortified. Prioritize spiritual alignment. Begin each morning with practices that elevate your spirit: prayer, stillness, meditation, or affirmations. These are not just habits. They are your shield. They connect you to the Creator and keep your heart grounded. When you rise, declare with confidence, "Today, I walk in divine light." That single intention can shift the atmosphere around you. It affirms who you are and reminds darkness it cannot stay. I am untouchable, unshakable, and unwavering. Speak these words with conviction and feel their power resonate deep within your being. Now, surround yourself with positivity. Be mindful of the energy around you. Avoid toxic relationships, negative media, and destructive habits that drain your spirit. Instead, choose friends, environments, and activities that uplift your soul and align with your divine calling. And above all, practice gratitude. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational states you can live in. When you focus on your blessings, you strengthen your connection with divine abundance and protection. Every time you express gratitude, you build another layer of spiritual armor. But even with this immunity, you will still encounter situations or individuals that try to sap your energy. Recognizing these moments and responding wisely is essential. When you sense negativity being directed toward you, don't react with fear or retaliation. Instead, pause. Center yourself. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Visualize a sphere of divine light surrounding you. Imagine this light absorbing all negativity, transforming it into peace or neutrality. Use your words as spiritual tools. Quietly affirm, I release all energy that does not serve me. I return it to the source with love and light. These words are not mere phrases. They are spiritual commands that disarm any force aimed against you. And if the weight becomes too much, turn to prayer. Ask your Creator for guidance and protection. Never forget you are never alone. Divine forces surround you, walk with you, and defend you. As a chosen one, you are gifted with high intuition. But to walk in power, you must refine that intuition into discernment. Discernment helps you know what is aligned with your purpose, and what is sent to distract, delay, or derail you. Pay attention to how you feel in the presence of others. Are you uplifted or drained? Does their presence energize your spirit or weigh you down? These aren't just feelings. They are signals from your spirit, guiding you toward or away from people and places. Trust your inner knowing. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. This isn't a call to paranoia, it's a call to spiritual awareness. And understand this, being immune does not mean being exempt. You are a light bearer in a world that often chooses darkness. Your spiritual immunity doesn't remove the battle, it equips you for it. These battles may not always be visible. They may appear as moments of fear, anxiety, or self-doubt. Or they may show up as strained relationships or societal pressure. Remember, your immunity to witchcraft is not merely about protection. It is about empowerment. When adversity arises, ground yourself in your purpose. Ask, what is this teaching me? How can I grow through this moment? Challenges are not barriers, they are invitations to deeper growth. They refine your spirit and shape your character. One of the most difficult lessons for the chosen is this: offer grace and forgiveness, even to those who have caused harm. It is natural to feel anger or resentment toward those who send negativity your way. But holding on to those emotions lowers your vibration and clouds your divine clarity. Choose forgiveness not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Forgiveness is not weakness. It is a sacred release. It frees you from the grip of anger and allows your spirit to rise. And never forget, those who act out of darkness are often lost themselves. Your light may be the very thing that leads them to transformation. Let your faith remain your anchor. It is your shield, your compass, and your strength. Faith forms the foundation of your immunity. It is not only believing in divine protection, it is living in it. When doubt whispers, remember the times the Creator intervened, when grace carried you, when miracles both great and small marked your path. These moments are not distant memories. They are reminders of the covenant you carry. And though you are uniquely chosen, you are not alone. There is a powerful collective among the chosen, a shared mission to be light in a darkened world. Seek others who walk a similar path. Their presence will strengthen you, encourage you, and affirm your journey. In community, your light grows brighter. In shared understanding, your spirit finds rest. The stories you carry, when spoken among those who understand, create a sacred echo amplifying truth, hope, and purpose. Finally, remember this: your immunity is not something to be hoarded. It is a gift meant to shine. As you move through the world, carry your light boldly. Your presence can shift atmospheres. Your words can break chains. Your integrity can silence the plans of darkness. Be a source of hope, of love, of wisdom. Speak your truth with clarity and conviction. Live in alignment with who you are and why you were called. Let your life be the example of faith in action, of divine strength, of sacred peace. With divine purpose comes divine responsibility. Your immunity is not just a shield, it is a call to action. The world needs your light, your wisdom, and your courage. You were chosen for a reason, and now is the time to step boldly into that calling. The path of a chosen one is rarely easy, but it is always worth it. Embrace your journey with gratitude, with faith, and with unwavering determination. The Creator has already equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your mission. Chosen ones, your life is a testament to the triumph of light over darkness. You are immune to witchcraft not because you are invincible, but because you are divinely protected and guided. This immunity is your foundation. It is your strength. And it is your calling. So walk in truth. Stand firm in the knowledge that no force formed against you can prevail. The world needs your light now more than ever. Shine it boldly, without apology. You were chosen for this very moment, and the Creator walks with you every step of the way. The purpose of spiritual immunity is deeper than mere protection. It is more than a barrier against harm, it is a sacred element of your divine assignment. To fully understand its power, you must look beyond the shield and into the mission. Spiritual immunity is designed not only to protect, but to empower. It exists to keep you aligned, focused, and faithful to your higher calling. The Creator placed a divine charge within you to carry light into a world cloaked in shadows. And this immunity is the safeguard that ensures nothing can stop that mission. This protection was not given lightly. It is a sign that your purpose carries weight. You were born to influence, to restore, to awaken hearts and minds. Your spiritual covering allows you to do this without fear, without hesitation, without disruption from unseen opposition. Understand this truth: your immunity is not a privilege for pride. It is a responsibility of purpose. It was given not to elevate you above others, but to empower you to serve them more powerfully. You are here to carry light not just for yourself, but for all those still searching in the dark. It is a responsibility. Your spiritual immunity is designed to keep you focused on your mission, undistracted by the energies or forces that might seek to harm or mislead you. This gift is not only for protection, it is a tool for awakening. Many chosen ones are placed in environments where darkness seems to dominate. This is not by chance. You are placed there because your light is most needed in those very places. Your immunity allows you to stand in the midst of heavy spiritual energy without being consumed by it. Think about it. Have you been in situations where others faltered, yet you remained steady? Have you noticed how people are drawn to your presence, even if they cannot explain why? That is your immunity in action. It creates a spiritual frequency that uplifts the atmosphere around you. It doesn't just shield you, it transforms your environment. Your presence becomes a silent testimony that light always overcomes darkness. This is part of your awakening purpose. Through your resilience, others witness the reality of hope, of strength, and of spiritual transformation. But remember, your immunity is not a pass to escape hardship. It is what prepares you to face even greater trials. You are a spiritual warrior, and this immunity is your armor. It gives you what you need to move forward despite opposition, despite resistance. So what does this look like in practice? It means saying yes to roles that require courage. It means using your insight and compassion to guide others who are still lost. It may mean confronting systems of injustice, standing for truth in places where it has been silenced, or simply living as a clear light in a world clouded by confusion. Your immunity protects you not to keep you in comfort, but to enable you to walk in purpose. It gives you the boldness to take steps others might avoid. Because you are not here to hide from the darkness. You are here to illuminate it. It allows you to speak truth to power, to stand firm in the face of opposition, and to inspire others through your courage and integrity. But your immunity serves more than just protection, it is also a vehicle for spiritual growth. While it guards you from external harm, it strengthens you from within. The challenges you face will not break you. They are sent to refine you. Every trial becomes a sacred opportunity to deepen your faith, sharpen your discernment, and strengthen your connection to the Creator. Spiritual immunity ensures that these hardships purify, rather than destroy. They are like refining fire, turning raw gold into something pure and radiant. This inner growth is essential. It prepares you for greater responsibilities. As you grow spiritually, your light shines brighter. Your influence expands. And your divine purpose becomes clearer. Immunity also becomes a catalyst for courage. Fear is one of the most powerful tools used by dark forces to manipulate and paralyze. But your immunity disarms fear at its root. It reminds your soul that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. With this assurance, you move forward boldly, facing what others fear to confront. This is not arrogance. It is faith in action. It is a deep, unshakable knowing that you are divinely supported in all that you do. And this courage is contagious. When others see you standing in truth, unmoved by adversity, they too find strength. Your immunity not only protects you, it sends out ripples of resilience to those around you. Finally, understand this: your immunity is not something you earn through merit or effort. It is a divine inheritance, rooted in your identity and calling. It reflects the Creator's hand upon your life, a sign that you were chosen, prepared, and set apart for such a time as this. It is a gift from the Creator, a reminder of your connection to the divine, and your alignment with a higher purpose. That connection is the very source of your immunity. As long as you walk in alignment with the Creator's will, no force formed against you can prevail. But that alignment requires more than belief. It calls for trust, surrender, and obedience. It means seeking divine direction in every area of your life, and resting in the truth that you are always being led exactly where you need to be. When doubt begins to whisper, return to this connection. Pray, meditate, or simply sit in stillness and listen for the voice of the Creator. The more you nurture this relationship, the stronger your immunity becomes. With this immunity comes great responsibility. It is not a shield to serve selfish ambition. It is not a tool for personal comfort. It is a sacred resource entrusted to you for the purpose of fulfilling your mission. Ask yourself, how am I using this gift? Am I walking in light? Am I using this immunity to serve others and speak truth? Or am I allowing comfort to lead me into complacency? These questions matter. They keep your heart accountable to your purpose. The Creator did not choose you to remain silent while others suffer. You were chosen to act, to heal, and to lead. Immunity is your safety net so that you can take bold steps, unafraid of the fall. And remember, though your journey may feel personal, it is part of a much greater mission. All across the world, there are other chosen ones, each carrying their part of the awakening. Your immunity is not only for you. It strengthens the collective light. Together, the chosen form a sacred network, unshakable, unstoppable. When you align with this collective purpose, your immunity multiplies. You are no longer just one voice. You are part of a divine movement. And one of the most powerful ways to honor this gift is through gratitude. When you truly recognize and appreciate your immunity, you strengthen it. Gratitude opens the heart, elevates the spirit, and affirms your trust in the one who gave you this covering. Gratitude shifts your perspective. It helps you see challenges not as burdens, but as opportunities, adversities not as punishment, but as hidden blessings. Each day, take a moment to thank the Creator for your immunity. Acknowledge the unseen ways it has protected, guided, and positioned you. This simple act of gratitude deepens your connection to the divine and keeps your spirit aligned with your purpose. Live in the light of this immunity. Let it become a source of joy and quiet strength. It is a reflection of the Creator's love for you and the great purpose you carry. Walk through life with steady confidence, knowing that you are not alone. You are divinely guided, divinely covered, and divinely called. Because your immunity is not just about what you are shielded from. It's about what you are empowered to do. Use it to fulfill your purpose, to uplift others, to bring healing, truth, and light to a world in need. You are not simply immune to darkness. You are a radiant beacon of light for all to see. Chosen one, your immunity is a sacred gift. Embrace it, honor it, and let it lead you as you walk with boldness into your destiny. Chosen ones, as we reach the end of this journey, let me remind you of a truth that cannot be overstated: you are not ordinary. And your path is not without meaning. Your spiritual immunity is not just a shield, it is a divine safeguard that enables you to carry out a sacred mission. This gift is a sign of the Creator's deep trust in you. You have been chosen to walk a road that few are willing to take. A path that demands strength, spiritual clarity, and unwavering faith. Your immunity does not remove all challenges, but it ensures those challenges will never destroy you. They will refine you. Take a moment now to reflect on the battles you've faced, the times you've stumbled, and how again and again you've risen stronger, wiser, closer to your purpose. This is not coincidence. This is the divine hand upon your life. But do not mistake this protection as a license to be passive. It is a call to rise, to act, to speak. You are here to heal, to lead, to awaken. You carry what the world so desperately needs: light, truth, and hope. So go forward with conviction. Let your courage ignite faith in others. Let your light cut through confusion. Let your life be proof that the darkness never wins. You were chosen. You are protected. And you were made for this moment.